from the Tubi original. It's directed by Jared Cohen, and it has Joey Lawrence in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is pretty good. And then I read what it's about. And it's about a family that gets trapped in their storm flooded vacation rental. And they try to escape from a hungry shark that's made its way into the house.
Now, now is the shark eating dinner with them and stuff, or did it swim in there? Does the shark is he like king shark? Is he surviving without water?
I got this is where it has to be talked about because I was like, what? We got a Joey Lawrence movie. Directed by Jared Cohen, who, by the way, did The Horde, the zombie movie back in about 2015, which is a fantastic zombie movie. If you've not seen The Horde, find The Horde by Jared Cohen.
I have not. That's a French horror movie, right?
I believe it. I can't remember if it's a French horror movie or if it's just called The Horde. There is La Horde, and then there's The Horde.
Yeah, I think there may be a couple by the same name. Okay,
this is The Horde.
Yeah, okay.
There is La Horde, but either way, it's fantastic. But I couldn't say no to the, like, of course, I'm hooked by it's made its way into the house. Like a shark has made its way into the house. That to me, and Joey Lawrence. So, but this was actually like, see, the funny thing is, first off, it was a terrible CG shark, but it was like they attempted as opposed, like I've seen a lot of shark horror where it's that they're just not even attempting to make it look real. This was, at times, this shark looked like it was the size of Jaws, and at times it looked kind of like a little dogfish, kind of like
that Bigfoot movie I saw where they varied him in size all the time. Yes,
It lost perspective. It lost perspective, but yeah, it literally was. So I mean, it started. It's very rainy. They're going to LA, and this flood's coming up, and they established, really for no reason, they didn't have to, but they established that the house is run down a little bit, right? And I thought, how are you going to work this into it? But I mean, realistically, then the storm came, and what happened is the storm caused the ocean to rise so much that it basically it was engulfing the beachside houses. And the shark that had a bit of a vengeance against people, it made its way into the house, like first in the basement, and then as the water was rising, it decided to go up the stairs. At one point, they're in a completely dry. This is what I actually love about movies like this. Is that you can tell they're it's like CG effects and they don't really care. Like you can tell it's sunny outside. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And there's a completely dry floor, and it's flooded downstairs, and there's knocking on the basement door trying to get into the and it's the shark. The shark's trying to get into the thing. It's like, so what you're telling me is the water's rising on that side where there's enough for a shark to swim, but it's not on this side because it's fully dry. And then of course the door bursts open, the shark comes in, and the water starts rising again. So essentially the shark has made it into the bottom level, but as the water rises, the shark keeps following these people and going after all of them with a vengeance. It eats the grandpa at one point, and they're trying to fight it all off. And it was, I mean, the funny thing though about it is that it had like, I was like, if it just didn't take itself seriously, it could have been like this. Like if they had a Sharknado sense of humor with it, it could have been like, it could have been good. It could have been like, this is gold. But it took itself as if this is a serious scenario that we should be worried about.
Yeah, or if they just like had like the shark just attack grandpas, and then throughout the entire movie, people would have to figure out the mystery of why the shark is only attacking grandpas.
Yeah, like they could have added more, but I was like, if there's a flood that's literally taking over every house, why did we have to establish that this place is run down? Like now all of a sudden that became, like, it could have been a fully fine functioning house on the waterfront that got flooded. But I don't know why they had to establish that, or maybe it was because the doors they were bursting through the doors. Like they were establishing at the beginning, it's like it's got leaky pipes. Oh, really? Like, and I don't know. There was so much. They were trying to set it up. And Joey Lawrence couldn't fly down, so he had to drive down. He's driving in a storm, and it ends up on a surfboard trying to get in from the outside. And
wow, that's pretty cool. Joey Lawrence could like surf, like, and then just like do a pro wrestling move where he flips around and lands on the shark like with a surfboard.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But if you want to find it, it's funny in concept alone. Like in concept alone, that this is a shark. Like it would have made more sense if it was a bear. In a cabin, right? Or
actually going into a house, because that has been known to happen. Like people have found bears like here. Yeah, a bear will like break into their house and just eat all their food, and they'll find the bear like passed out on the kitchen table.
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious. A bear, a Sasquatch, some sort of creature has gone into a cabin in the woods, and they're trying to escape it as it goes through the house. totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they took that concept of a home invasion and we're like, how can we do a home invasion movie with a shark?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's actually, maybe the execution was bad, but I kind of like that idea.
What I do like about it is the poster, which obviously didn't get used, was like it was literally behind a glass, like in the house. Like it's like, I'm in your house. What are you gonna do? I'm a shark in your house. Like I'm coming after you. And they did manage to have a good 45 minutes of dealing with a shark in their house.
Well, that's good. And then why didn't they put Joey Lawrence on the cover and have him with a mullet like he used to be? Well, for those of you that don't know, Joey Lawrence was in a TV series called Blossom, and his catchphrase was he would be like, "Whoa!" Whenever he was surprised by something, he'd just be like, "Whoa!" And then he had his own show called Joey, but he had a fantastic mullet, and I believe that nowadays there's a lack of mullet representation. He's had a shaved head, but he had that classic mullet that he was rocking. And today's cinema is highly lacking in mullet representation.
Oh, 100%. And by the way, the shark that they show on the cover is not the shark in the movie.
Bastards.
It's not even close. It's not even close. But and then they do have the two daughters who are trapped in the house are in a bikini the entire time. So they've got that. The grandpa looks like he could be the father. Like he's just like they make him like he's old. They make him like he's old and decrepit. And they really got to help him. But he's like, I'm like, that dude's like 58.
Like John Schneider in that movie The Stairs. Remember, he was like grandpa, and they were trying to make him like that. But he was all like, the dude like ages incredibly well. But he's
you could have found an older looking. You could have found an older looking. Like how it wouldn't have been that hard. But I will say I like that the rating on it is a 3 out of 10. But the problem is like, and I'll just sort of leave it this: if you're interested in how they execute on a movie where the concept is a home invasion by a shark, this is 100% the movie for you. Like, because they do that. That's what this is.
You know what we should do? We should do like a little game. Is like whenever there's concepts like this, we should be like, what drug were people on when they came up with this idea? And what was the dosage that they had, and what like environment were they in when they came up with this idea? We should like, I bet there's some bizarre circumstance and the copious amount of drugs where they came up with an idea like this.
Or guess the pitch line. Guess the pitch line. Like watch the movie and then come back and think what was pitched. And I'm telling you, it's like, imagine a home invasion movie, but it's a shark. Someone being like, how do we do that? Well, okay, I got some ideas. And then all of a sudden they rolled with that, because that's exactly what it is. It was a beat for beat home invasion movie with a shark.
That's your 30-second elevator pitch right there. It's like perfect, because there's like the one simple sentence, high concept. The guy in the elevator is like, this is the most brilliant shit I've ever heard in my life. We are making this next week.
Yeah. I just liked it. I mean, I just like the way they dealt with it too. It's like, oh, it's the fucking shark again. Anyhow, that one I had to start with Swim, the Tubi original, starring Joey Lawrence, directed by Jared Cohen, the home invasion movie with a shark.